Women are paying up to $100 more a month for their transportation needs over men. This is according to a new study by the Rudin Center for Transportation at NYU. Some calling it a pink tax. That's right, discrimination of pricing based on gender. Let's dig into it a little bit. Joining me now is Sarah Kaufman, who is the Associate Director of the Rudin Center for Transportation. Sarah, welcome to Chasing News. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me, Bill.
So basically what this was is a poll you guys took, 547 people, about half women, half men. Your study seems to talk about gender discrimination, but aren't these just safety choices that women are making to protect themselves?
Yes, women are making safety choices to protect themselves by taking alternative modes other than public transportation late at night. But it's also real because 75% of women report being the victims of harassment or theft on public transportation.
My experience with academic reports and studies is there's always a political agenda behind it. Where is the direction that you're going with this? I mean, is this about, hey, we ought to charge men more? Or are you saying, look, we've got a problem with safety in our public transportation and women are not being protected?
It's the latter. We need to make sure that everybody who uses transportation feels safe and accounted for, and that they can get where they need to go no matter what time of day it is.
So what would you like to see come out of this?
We are hoping that we can find better solutions, like having more personnel on the platform even late at night, or having people on trains that can help monitor how people are behaving around each other. We're also hoping that we can help people get home safely from subway stations at night, especially in the outer boroughs. It can be a pretty isolated walk home from the subway. And perhaps we can work out a dynamic transportation system so that they can take an improved rideshare system home.
Who would pay for that?
Well, ideally, it would be a rethinking of public buses for late night travel, which is not well populated.
Let's bring in our A-plus panel for tonight's show. We're joined by Republican strategist Allison Young. Always good to see you, Allison. And radio talk show host, and slightly to my left, Garland Nixon. Allison, I'm going to start with you. There's clearly an issue. You can look at, there's a size issue. There's the ability that a man generally is going to be bigger and less likely of a target. That said, why is this quick aversion to women being able to protect themselves and instead say, let's just spend money on more public transportation and what? More cops? I don't know, more people on the platform?
I'm a public transit rider. I want it to be safe as well. And I do make different choices. I don't, however, blame someone else for those choices that I make. I make choices about where I park in parking lots too, just to remain safe. That is nobody else's responsibility. The thing that I'm smarting over right now, and I'll probably get my woman card revoked for this, is the study is using women right now because it's timely to make a point. If the point is about safety on platforms, that's one thing. But I think it's a stretch to say that this is a representative sample of women that we can really use as a reference point in this study.
I think what's important here is that we live in a society that pretends like everybody has the same problems. I'm glad to see this study because it does bring out that there are people that have unique problems simply because they're gender or et cetera, and that they need to be addressed. So I'm glad for the study. They're doing fine work.
Allison, is there a little bit of discrimination here that there's such an aversion to women having the right to protect themselves?
I think it's a great question. If the idea that we're trying to get to is women have to be safer, then every option should be on the table, and the study shouldn't eliminate one for political purposes right off the bat.
Sarah, last point.
Studies have shown over and over that the right to carry is not the answer. So the right to carry, the solution is really about improving safety and a cultural bias against.
I'll put those declining crime stats against your study any day, but it was good to talk to you. Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate your time. Thanks, guys.